Hi, this is Vinay, and today this video is about a certain mobile application, and I'm going to give you a detailed description on its functionalities. This video is for my IT 601 research seminar class. So yes, how many of you do use your mobile too much and you hate using your mobile while studying too? I mean, it's a distraction, right? So today I'm going to talk about a certain mobile application which lets you study and not touch the mobile. This is called the Forest app. Yes, this is based on the Pomodoro technique. This app is available on iOS and Android. In Android, it's a free purchase, and in iOS, you have to purchase it for around 199. So yes, the Pomodoro technique, which it is based on. Before going and downloading the application, I'll just give you a quick summary of what it is. So whenever you want to focus on your work, the app starts planting a tree. In the next 30 minutes, if you keep the timeline as 30 minutes you want to focus on your work, the tree grows. And if you leave the app while you were working, the tree will be killed. So the harder you work, the more trees you plant. Such a cool technique, right? And this app is very simple to use. Now let's go ahead and download the Forest app in the App Store. Since I've already downloaded it, I'm just going to open it. This also offers Apple Watch app and it works very well through that. So yes, this is the main interface of the Forest app. Here you can just swipe up or swipe down for increasing the timings or decreasing the timings. The maximum is 120 at a stretch, so that is 2 hours. So now let's try with the functionalities and how it is working. So here I have kept for 15 minutes, and there is a time frame where you can cancel within 10 seconds. 10 seconds, if you cancel it, it doesn't plant a tree. So here I'm going to go ahead and start it. So now I'm just minimizing the app and let's see what it does. So it immediately gives up a pop-up saying your tree is immediately going to die, and when you come immediately it doesn't die. So I mean, it gives 1 second time, and now I'm going to just go back to another app and let's see what it does now. So now if I go back to the Forest app, we see the tree has been dead. Yes, it shows up a prompt message. There are other functionalities like taking a break, or you can save it as a tag, and you can also, whenever you want, you can share it on various accounts. And there are other really cool features and functionalities of it in the left side of the bottom, and let's see what it is. So the first option is the productivity chart. This is the productivity chart of today, and as of yesterday when I downloaded it, it was about 15 minutes and I had planted one tree. So yeah, from 8:16 to 8:31 was 15 minutes, and I had killed a tree from 10:41. I didn't use it. So there are also other options on this. This is of Sunday or Wednesday, whichever days you like, and where I again killed a tree of not using it. So yes, the days which you haven't used it, it shows a sad emoji of it where you haven't done any productive work, and this is where you can change the time scale of it, and also swipe up to the chart view of whichever. So you see there are 2 cut trees and 1 planted tree for the whole week, and also you can also share on various social media. So coming back to this, you also have another options of saving up the tags of whichever you like. There are again various tags such as your social time, your work time, your entertainment time, your rest time, and other tags which you can save it according to whatever you use. So when you set up this tags, it dedicates on the amount of the tags which you use. So when you use it on the it this is the whole day of the chart. So here I haven't set any tags till now, and it shows the amount of the percentage for whichever tag you have used. So now let's look at the technique behind this app, Pomodoro Technique. This technique will obviously help you improve your productivity with the app. That is, you can focus on your work more with equal intervals. So what is Pomodoro Technique? So Pomodoro Technique is basically a time management app which was developed by Francisco Cirillo in the late 1980s. Well, the technique uses a timer to break down work into intervals, traditionally like 25 minutes in length, separated by short breaks. So these intervals were known as pomodoros. This is the plural of tomatoes, the pomodoro. So that's how the name came. So these are closely related to the concepts such as time boxing and iterative and incremental development, which is used in the software design. So, what are the principles of Pomodoro technique? Let's have a look. So, now let's look at the steps for the Pomodoro technique, which will help in increasing our productivity with the Forest app. Step 1. Let's decide on the task to be done. Afterwards, step 2 would be set the Pomodoro timer traditionally to 25 minutes. 25 minutes was the time which he used, and taking a 5-minute break afterwards. The step 3, you'll have to focus on the work on the task until the timer rings. If you have completed your task early, before 25 minutes, start working on the next task. Next, after the timer rings, put a check mark on the piece of paper. The fifth step would be, if you have fewer than 4 check marks, take a break for short break of like 3 to 5 minutes, and then go back again to step 2, where you will again set it to 25 minutes. So the final eventual steps would be to completing of 4 pomodoros, that is at least 4 25 minutes task. Afterwards you can just take a longer break for about 15 to 30 minutes, and you can reset your check mark count to 0. So in this 15 to 30 minutes, you can do whatever you want to eat, you want to sleep, you want to relax, you can do whatever you want. This Pomodoro technique is the most helpful feature for everyone who's working, who's a student, everyone, and it helps us to focus on the work which needs to be done. This is the eventual result of being more work done in a less amount of time. The stages of planning, tracking, recording, processing, and visualizing are fundamental to this technique. In the planning phase, tasks are prioritized by recording them in a to-do list. This enables the users to estimate the effort tasks require. As the Pomodoros are completed, they will be recorded, adding to a sense of accomplishment and providing raw data for the subsequent self-observation and improvement. For this purpose of the technique, a Pomodoro is the interval of the time spent working. After the task completion, any time remaining in the Pomodoro is devoted to be over learning. Regular breaks should be taken, aiding assimilation. A short 3 to 5 minutes break rest separates consecutive Pomodoros. 4 Pomodoros form a set, so a longer 15 to 30 minutes rest is taken between the sets. The eventual goal of the technique is to reduce the impact of internal and external interruptions on focus and flow. A Pomodoro is indivisible. When interrupted during a Pomodoro, either the other activity must be recorded and postponed, or the Pomodoro must be abandoned. So now, going back to the app, let me go ahead and log in with my account. You can also sign up if you're a first user, since I have already signed up yesterday. So let me go ahead and log in. So I'm giving my MN as your mail ID and the password. I hope no one copies this password. I'm going to change it anyway. So here I have login, and yeah, there are other cool setting features for the notifications. I mean, you can turn it off, turn it on. You can connect only when you're in Wi-Fi, or no, you can keep the screen on, work with the phone. Some sound effects which I like them, so I've kept it on. You can start you can start the week on Monday instead of a Sunday. So yeah, I mean, there are other phrases, and these are the custom phrases which you can add in. So here I am adding some custom phrases just so that I do not look at my phone. So yeah, you can just save them. There are also, you can also plant reminders, display focus time in hours, and that's about the settings page. Now going back to the menu, since we have logged in, there is another cool feature called the forest ranking, where you can see your ranking. I have clearly done a very bad productive jobs, so I've not even planted a tree till today. So now this is a ranking with the global users, and you see there are too many people out there doing some productive work. And let's take a look at Courtney, who's ranked 1. She has planted around 2779 trees, and it's 67 days which she has done. And I am clearly in the bottom with 5,000 plus. So yeah, I really need to improve my productivity. You can also manage your friends list by logging in with Facebook and also using it, comparing with the friends. I'm just logging in with Facebook, linking it to my forest account. So yeah, it has logged in into my Facebook. Now there are also other options. There's the achievement panel, where you get credits, you get points for how much you have productivity. This is the novice, apprentice, adept, planter. It says clearly reaches 7 days, expert, green thumb, 3 days in a row, 30 days in a row, 7 days in a row, planting a group. So these are some of the rewards which we get and the achievements. Let's see the top 50, top 100, and the top 10. The top 10 clearly gets it. I hope I reach the productivity level to that stage at least someday. And the other feature which we were talking about is you can some purchase. Yeah, you can unlock. Let me try seeing unlock. I have clearly not enough points. Let me see if it unlocks. It requires 500. I just have 104. So I clearly don't have enough icons to purchase. There are other items for purchase, like a tree, the bush, sound. This clearly requires about 100. So yeah, I clearly cannot purchase. I better improve my productivity then. So there is another initiative by Forest where you can plant real trees. Yes, this is the Real Forest Trees for Future program, and obviously I cannot plant a tree because I don't have enough coins. Yeah, so yeah, where you can, I mean, if you achieve around 2,500 coins, this support, I mean, it helps you plant a real tree, I mean, Trees for Future. This is the initiative which we have taken. This is another additional features where, it inspires and dedicates you to study more. So now let me go back to the app and let us plant a tree for 15 minutes. 15 minutes is the minimum time sprint which you can take, and let me focus on some studying. In the meanwhile, I just go back to the Pomodoro Technique. What if we get calls in the middle? What will happen? So yeah, it's important to know that a Pomodoro is an indivisible unit of work. That means if you're distracted by a coworker, meeting, or an emergency, you either have to end, I mean, by saving up the work, or postpone the distraction. So, I mean, if you can do that later, I mean, there is a strategy called inform, negotiate, and callback strategy. So inform the other distracting party that you're working on something right now. You have to inform. Or you can negotiate time when you can get back to them about the distracting issue in a timely manner, or you can schedule the follow up immediately, or call back to the other party whenever you're done, whenever you're ready to tackle that issue. Of course, not every distraction is that simple. Some things demand immediate attention, but not every distraction does. Sometimes it's perfectly fine to tell your coworker, I'm in the middle of something right now, or but I can get back to you in 10 minutes. Doing so just can keep you in the groove so that it also gives you control over your work day. So yes, I mean we have 4 more minutes. I mean obviously I've jumped there. So yeah, another fact of the Pomodoro tool is that you can get started with the countdown clock, and it confirms your determination to work. So whenever there's a call or a simple Pomodoro, you can just get back to work, and what that's the thing which works best for it. The beauty of this app is its integration with the Pomodoro technique. I have used the Android version of it 2 years back, and it has majorly benefited me. So this is the new version in my iPhone, which I have installed yesterday, and I hope I show see the same productivity which I had before. So we are 10 seconds down the sprint, and there are also other apps like the apple tree app, and here I've planted a tree here, and let me try taking a break from it. Obviously, let me check how many the number of points which I have scored. My points went to 188, and here I'm setting a tag. I'm giving it as work, in the tag work, so that it takes my break. And the break here, I'll set it up to 5 minutes, and let me take a break and come back to it again. In the meanwhile, let me also check with the number of points. Yes, see, clearly I've got the crown. I have planted my first tree, and here it is. So yes, yep, you can see there. Now I can even share it also. Yeah, so I was actually talking about the other app which is similar to this. It's called the Apple Tree app. It's also developed from students from Singapore. So you can also use that. Although the iPhone version is about 199 cents, the iOS version. The Android version is free. It's available on both. It's not available on Windows yet, so it's just a mobile app till now. So I hope you have learned how to use this simple app. It's quite simple. There are not much complications. It's a simple user design interface which is optimal for using this. And yes, I mean I hope everyone stays focused on their work and improve their productivity through this app. Thank you. This is Vinay signing off, but with the promise that I will improve my productivity for this software with this software. Thank you.